What's up, everybody? Today, we're diving into prepping and why even $100,000 of survival gear can leave you totally unprepared. You can have a bunker full of food and gadgets, but if you don't know how to use them, you're still at risk. It's like buying a Lamborghini and not knowing how to drive. False security is the most dangerous trap. Today, I'll expose the 5 biggest prepping mistakes and how to avoid them. Let's get into it. First up, the gear trap. People think buying the latest gadgets makes them ready for anything. They drop thousands on tactical flashlights, water filters, and knives, then stash them away, feeling invincible. But gear is useless if you don't know how to use it under stress. Imagine trying to light a complex stove for the first time in a freezing storm. Not so easy, right? I'd bet on a survival expert with a $20 knife over a newbie with a $5,000 kit any day. Buying gear isn't the same as building skill. You can own a medical kit, but if you can't use it, you're risking more harm than help. Most people never test their gear. They just check it off a list. That's a huge mistake. Your tools are only as good as your ability to use them. Practice with every piece of gear until it's second nature. Know its limits and learn how to fix it if it breaks. Don't just collect, train. Picture this. The power's out, it's freezing, and you try to use a new propane heater without reading the warnings. You could turn your home into a death trap. Having gear isn't the same as knowing gear. Don't gamble on your life. Practice now. Before you buy anything else, take your current gear outside and use it. Start a fire, purify water, set up your tent. You'll learn more in one afternoon of practice than in 100 hours of shopping. Knowledge weighs nothing, and it's your most valuable asset. Don't be a collector. Be a doer. Test your gear in real conditions. Break it in, break it down, and know it inside out. That's real preparedness. So, what's in your bag that you've never used? Go try it today. The best gear in the world is useless if you can't use it when it counts. Skill beats stuff, every time. Next up, the fitness trap. Stockpiling food is great, but if you can't carry a backpack or chop wood, you're not prepared. Survival is active, not passive. Real emergencies are physically demanding. Walking miles, carrying supplies, building shelter. Your body is your #1 survival tool, and most people let it rust. You can't just hunker down and hope for the best. If you're out of shape, you'll tire quickly, make poor decisions, and put yourself and others at risk. Fitness isn't about being a bodybuilder, it's about being capable. Can you carry a heavy load, run for 10 minutes, get up off the ground without help? These are real-world skills that matter. A fit body handles stress, recovers faster, and keeps you going when things get tough. Your physical limits become your family's limits. Don't let that happen. Start small. Walk every day, take the stairs, do some push-ups, build functional fitness, strength, endurance, and resilience. Imagine needing to carry your child to safety or clear a fallen tree. Will you be ready? Your future self will thank you. So here's your challenge. After this video, go for a 15-minute walk. Tomorrow, do it again. Build the habit. Don't let your body be the weak link in your survival plan. Fitness is free, and it's the best prep you can do. Start now. Your life could depend on it. Don't just stock up, shape up. Every step you take today makes you stronger for tomorrow. Preparedness starts with you. Move, train, and be ready. Your survival depends on it. Trap number 3. Confusing reading with doing. You can read every survival book and watch every YouTube video, but if you never practice, you're not prepared. Knowing the theory isn't enough. You might know how to start a fire with a bow drill in your head, but can you do it with cold, shaking hands? Real skill comes from hands-on experience, not just information. It's like learning to ride a bike. You have to wobble, fall, and try again before you get it. Survival skills are the same. Your library is useless if you can't apply what's inside. When the power's out, you can't just flip to a chapter and expect results. You need muscle memory, not just mental notes. Take land navigation. Reading about compasses is easy, but finding your way in the woods is a whole different challenge. The only way to get good is to practice, get a little lost, then find your way back. This goes for every skill: knots, shelter building, water purification, first aid. Don't just read about applying a tourniquet. Practice it, under pressure, until you can do it in your sleep. Reading feels productive, but it's only half the process. The other half is getting your hands dirty. Every failure in practice is a lesson that could save your life. So here's your challenge. Pick one skill you've only read about and spend 30 minutes actually doing it this week. Don't just watch, do, fail, learn, and repeat. That's how you turn knowledge into real preparedness. The difference between knowing and doing is everything. Don't wait for a crisis to find out what you can't do. Practice now while you can. Make your skills real. Get out there and try. The time to learn is before you need it. Move your knowledge from your brain to your hands. That's true survival. Trap 4. The set it and forget it stockpile. You build a huge pantry, then ignore it for years, thinking you're set. But supplies aren't immortal. Food spoils, water goes bad, batteries leak. If you don't rotate and check your stock, you could open your stash in a crisis and find it ruined. Canned goods rust, rice gets bugs, Mylar bags can fail, temperature swings can destroy your food, water stored in plastic can taste awful or become unsafe. You need to rotate everything. Use the oldest first, replace with new. This keeps your supplies fresh and teaches you how to cook with what you store. Water needs regular changing. Dump, clean, refill every 6 to 12 months. Batteries, meds, fuel, all have shelf lives. Your stockpile is a living system, not a museum. Keep an inventory. Track what you have, where it is, and when it expires. Schedule regular checkups, at least twice a year. Look for damage, pests, leaks, and rotate your supplies. Test your gear, change batteries, and make sure everything works. It's basic maintenance, like changing oil in your car. Don't let your investment rot away. Preparedness is only as good as your current supplies. So, set a prepper inventory day on your calendar. Go through your stuff, make a list, and start a rotation system. Don't let a false sense of security lead to disaster. Your life could depend on what's actually usable. Stay on top of your supplies. Keep your preps fresh, functional, and ready. Don't let your hard work go to waste. Maintain to survive. The final trap. The lone wolf myth. Movies make solo survival look cool, but in reality, it's a recipe for disaster. Humans survive by working together, not alone. You can't stand guard 24/7, hunt, and fix everything by yourself. A group can share skills, watch each other's backs, and pool resources. No one is an expert at everything, but a community can be. Isolation makes you vulnerable. Community makes you strong. The lone wolf idea comes from fear and mistrust, but it cuts you off from potential allies. Build relationships now. Don't wait for a crisis. Start with your family, then your neighbors. Know their names, their skills, and build trust. Organize a neighborhood watch, start a community garden, or just host a barbecue. These bonds are your real safety net. In a disaster, it's your neighbors who will help you. Don't trust blindly. Build a vetted, trusted network. Your social network is a prep, just like food or gear. The people who survive and rebuild are those who form communities, not hide alone. Isolation is a death sentence. Community is life. So here's your challenge. This week, introduce yourself to a neighbor you don't know, or talk to a friend about prepping together. Take the first step toward building your tribe. When things go bad, it's people who save each other. Don't fall for the lone wolf myth. Build your network now. Community is your best survival tool. Start connecting today. Together, you're stronger. Survive as a team. That's it. The 5 most dangerous prepping traps to avoid. Skills beat gear, fitness is non-negotiable, practice is key, supplies need maintenance, and community is everything. Avoid these, and you'll be ahead of 99% of preppers. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and subscribe. Share your prepping mistakes in the comments. I read them all. Share this video with someone who needs it. Stay safe, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.